The universe had a rule. It was not written in any treaty. It was not enforced by any armada. It simply was the way gravity simply was, the way death simply was. Every civilization that had ever reached the stars had learned it, sooner or later, in one way or another. You do not touch Earth, not because humanity was powerful. They were not by any measurable standard. Not because humanity was feared. They were not exactly, but because of what happened the last time someone tried, and the time before that, and the time before that. The Kreth Dominion had not gotten the memo. They were new, only 400 years of space flight, confident in the way that young civilizations always were, certain that size meant superiority, that numbers meant victory, that the soft pink creatures on that small wet rock in an unremarkable solar system would fold the moment real power showed up at their door. Fleet Admiral Soren Vale stood on the bridge of the KDS Eternal Conquest and looked at Earth through the viewport. Small, blue, fragile-looking. "Begin the bombardment sequence," he said. Nobody moved. Vale turned. His crew, veterans of 14 successful planetary subjugations, were staring at their screens with expressions he had never seen on their faces before. "What is wrong with you?" he demanded. His second-in-command, Commander Dara, spoke very carefully. "Sir, we are receiving a transmission from the planet. Ignore it." "Sir." Dara's voice was strange. Flat. "I think you should hear it." The transmission played. It was not a plea. It was not a negotiation. It was a single human voice, calm and almost bored, speaking in perfect Kreth. "This is Admiral Chun of the United Earth Defense Command. We have detected your fleet. We're giving you 1 hour to reverse course. After that, we will not be responsible for what happens to your ships. This is the only warning you will receive." Vale stared at the speaker. Then he laughed. 17 warships. Quantum shielding. Enough firepower to crack a continent. Against one small planet with no fleet in sight. No orbital defenses on any scanner. Nothing but that single calm voice telling him to leave. "Begin the bombardment," he said again. The first shot never fired. Every system on every Kreth ship went dark simultaneously. Not damaged. Not destroyed. Simply off. Like someone had reached into the heart of 17 warships and turned off a switch. Emergency lighting flickered on. Backup system screamed. Vale gripped his command console in the sudden dark and felt, for the first time in his career, something he did not have a word for. "What happened?" he whispered. "Sir." The voice of his chief engineer came from somewhere in the darkness. "Something is inside our systems. Not a virus. Not a hack. Sir, it's rewriting our targeting computers. Sir, it's been in here for weeks. Before we even left home space." Vale's blood ran cold. Before they left home space. Humanity had known they were coming before they had even decided to come. The lights came back on exactly 1 hour after the transmission. Every system restored. Every weapon online. Everything exactly as it had been, except for one thing. Every targeting computer on every Kreth ship now had a single line of text where the targeting data used to be. "We gave you an hour. Leave now. Next time we won't give it back." Vale left. He did not tell his superiors exactly what had happened. He filed a report about unforeseen technical difficulties and recommended further intelligence gathering before engagement. He spent 3 nights unable to sleep, staring at the ceiling of his quarters, thinking about that voice on the transmission. Calm, almost bored. 2063. Like swatting away a fly was beneath them, but they did it anyway because it was the polite thing to do. He requested access to the Dominion's intelligence archives on humanity. What he found made the sleeplessness worse. The Vorn Empire. 2,000 years ago. 17 colony ships sent to claim the Sol system. None returned. No wreckage found. No explanation ever given. The Vorn had simply stopped expanding in that direction and never spoke of it again. The Chalith Collective. 800 years ago. A single Chalith warship had fired on a human mining vessel near Jupiter. The Chalith warship was found 3 days later, drifting without power, crew unharmed but completely silent. Every single one of them. Medical scans showed no injury. No trauma. They simply never spoke again. About anything. ever. The gathering of minds. 400 years ago, an entire civilization of telepaths had attempted to mentally subjugate Earth's population. The attempt lasted 11 seconds. The entire gathering had simultaneously experienced what their medical records described only as catastrophic empathic feedback. It had taken them 2 centuries to recover enough to achieve spaceflight again. They now had a policy of not making eye contact with humans at diplomatic functions. Vale read for 6 hours. Then he sat very still for a long time. Every civilization that had ever threatened Earth had walked away changed. Quieter, more careful, like they had reached into a dark cave expecting to find a small, frightened animal, and had touched something ancient and patient and deeply unbothered by their existence. Humanity had never once, not in recorded history, initiated a conflict. They did not expand aggressively. They did not demand tribute. They did not conquer. They simply existed on their small blue planet and went about their business, and when something came for them, they responded with a precision and a calm that was somehow more terrifying than rage would have been. Rage could be understood. Rage meant fear somewhere underneath it. Rage meant the enemy was affected, was reacting, was off balance. Humanity was never off balance. They had seen so much come for them across so many thousands of years that nothing surprised them anymore. They had faced extinction so many times that the threat of it no longer registered as anything more than a problem to be solved. They had been hit so hard so often by their own nature and their own planet and each other that outside threats seemed almost quaint to them. They were, Vale realized, the only species in the galaxy that had graduated from nearly destroying themselves and come out the other side not traumatized, but educated. They knew exactly what destruction looked like. They knew exactly what to do about it. And they had been doing it quietly, patiently, without any particular anger or drama, for longer than a civilization had known what a star was. He filed a second report, classified, marked for the Dominion High Council only. It contained one recommendation. Do not go back. Do not send probes. Do not make contact. Remove the Sol system from all expansion maps. Tell your children to do the same. This is not a species we can defeat. This is not even a species we can understand. They're not waiting for us to attack them. They're not afraid of us attacking them. They have simply decided at some point in their history that they will be here long after everything else is gone, and nothing we do will change that. Leave them alone. Please. The High Council read the report. They removed Sol from all expansion maps. They told their children. The children told their children. And somewhere on a small blue planet in an unremarkable solar system, Admiral Chun filed her own report. Brief, factual, 3 sentences long. Kreth Dominion fleet detected at 0300 hours. Standard protocol initiated. Fleet withdrew within the hour. No further action required. She submitted it. Then she went home, made herself a cup of tea, and watched the sun set over the ocean. Just another Tuesday. 930.